Winter is coming. The darkness is closing in. Ghouls, spirits, demons rise from their tombs to haunt us. It is the best time of year to turn the lights off and to put on a pants-sweatingly terrifying film. I'm Dr. James Morver, and in my dreams, I have a family that loves me. Welcome to my picture house. So, as it is October, as Halloween is approaching, as it is the time of year for demons, ghouls, spirits, vampires, horrifying things, I've chosen Hereditary, a film which I've not seen before, so whether it lives up to the hype that it is, according to the cover, genuinely terrifying, we will have to wait and see. I know almost nothing about this film other than what I read on the back cover. It stars Toni, Collette and Gabriel Byrne, and they are a family, and the family matriarch dies, and then they discover some horrifying secret about their ancestry. It's directed by Aster, who did Midsummer. Midsummer was a film that, you know what, I kind of liked it. It was okay. It wasn't my favourite film, but I enjoyed it. It was a good quality, worth watching kind of film. The same can't be said for his more recent film though, Eddington, which I found to be a bit of a confused mess. It was a bit all over the place, if you ask me. It just didn't know where it wanted to go. It started out as this sort of COVID drama, but then it sort of became a sort of Coen Brothers thing, and then it was a crime thriller, and then it got really stupid towards the end, and then there was that weird epilogue bit, which just... No, I didn't like Eddington at all, so I'm hoping this is much, much better than Eddington. I'm hoping this is like more on a level with Midsummer. Hopefully, I didn't really find Midsummer scary. I thought it was just like a bit of a take on the Wicker Man sort of thing. I thought, yeah, this kind of thing's been done before, but it was still a good film. But yeah, I'm hoping this will be at least as good, if not better, than Midsummer. And I really do hope it lives up to, you know, what it says on the cover, that it's genuinely terrifying, liable to haunt audiences for years to come, diabolically good, emotionally and intellectually terrifying. Naturally, for the screening, I have chosen a wine that looks a bit gothic horror. It's a red, of course. You've got to have red for Halloween. It's this Apothic Cabernet Sauvignon, with hints of jammy dark fruit and aromas of vanilla. I was going to drink this for our last film, The African Queen, but it didn't feel appropriate for that, and I thought, you know what, we've got Hereditary for October, let's save it for then. So yeah, this looks like a really good wine, and I hope it lives up to the expectation. Oh, the colour of this is gorgeous. Oh. Oh. Oh, look at that. Colour of blood. Perfect colour for a horror movie. oh, this was worse than Eddington. Eddington at least engaged me with the plot, with the story, with the characters. As much of a mess as it was, it at least engaged me. This, for the most part, was very, very dull. The story, there was no story there. Stuff just happens, random stuff, and then it gets to the end and, oh, it's all a cult and we're releasing this demon. Like, where was your hints for that? Where was the build-up to that? Where were the clues to that? Because as far as I can see, there weren't any. And on the whole, the film feels very random and very disjointed. Especially in terms of the horror, those horrific moments. Because they feel like they've been added in because the script needed something horrible at that point. Oh, well, we need like a body in the corner here. We've not had anything horrific for 10 pages. Let's put a body in the corner. Let's, I don't know, have flies coming out of his eyes. Let's put a naked man over there in the corner. They feel disconnected from the plot, from the story, from the characters. They feel like a bunch of ideas for horrible things that have just been plastered over this very wafer-thin plot about a family. For the most part, it's very boring. Nothing happens, really. The characters, Toni, Collette, Gabriel, Byrne, their son, they walk around this house shouting at each other, screaming for 2 hours. Occasionally something horrible happens. Toni Collette gets this horrible kind of vision, say, of her son lying in bed with flies coming out of her eyes, his eyes. And that's it. There's no plot progression, there's no story to it, really. And it's not really even a character piece, because the characters aren't well drawn. The characters are as paper thin as the plot. I don't know what's driving these people. I don't know what is motivating them. There's no core to the film. The film is lacking a central core which it can revolve around, which everything else can grow out of. And that kind of makes it not only boring, but in my opinion, a very poorly made film. I've heard so many good things about this film, but none of what I've heard matches up to what I saw. I think this may be one of the most overhyped, overrated films of the last 10 years. Because from where I'm standing, it wasn't good. And having seen 3 of his 4 films now, Eddington, Midsummer, Hereditary, I'm starting to get the impression that Aster is one of those directors who has not left the film school mindset behind him. He's all subjectivity, he's all notions of, pretentious notions of art and meaning and symbolism, and he doesn't know how to balance that with a good story. And you need, if you ask me, if you want to make a really engaging, artistic, meaningful film, you need to pair it with a good story. You need to pair it with good characters. You need to be able to balance the art and the story. And I don't think Aster is capable of doing that. The wine. I can see flashes of the ring light on the wall in my eyes. God, this is horrible. Can we have some sunlight, please? The wine was great. I loved the wine. The wine was, oof. Had a really nice sweet taste to it. I loved it. I would recommend the wine, but no, I'm not going to recommend the film.